Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is actually gonna be about a new series that I'm starting on my channel, and it's gonna be called Diary of an Art Major. So this is episode 1. And the reason I decided to come up with this particular series is because had I known what I knew before the first time I went to college and choosing my major, you know, I probably wouldn't have had to go through everything that I went through. Not to say that I went through bad things, but a lot of things could have been, I guess you could say, avoided and better planned. So yeah, and then not a lot of people know what they're getting into when they become an art major, or they don't feel that it's a major that would be in their best interest career-wise. And you know, I had all of those doubts and fears, and that's one of the main reasons why I decided to be a criminal justice major the first time I graduated from college. So now that I'm back in school, I'm an art major, and so I just wanted to, I guess, inform you all or enlighten those who are interested in becoming an art major or art student, you know, what to look forward to in the future. And I have a concentration in film and media production. I can't really talk about my process for getting admitted into the school because I'm a second degree student. Getting in was not hard at all, so I couldn't really speak on that aspect if you were, you know, a first-time student. As an art major, it frustrated me. Starting off, I'm just like, okay, why do I have to take all these extra classes? Why can't I just jump into my, you know, concentration? That's, you know, drawing, how's that gonna help film? Or design, how's that gonna help film? And I guess when I started to look at it from a mature adult perspective, is that, or as an artist or a creator period, you want to familiarize yourselves with all kinds of crafts, because you just never know. You might need to draw something one day, or you might need to design something one day, and you know, and tie it in with, you know, your concentration. So yeah, anyway, so I'm in a drawing 1 class, and that class is pretty cool. Well, let me backtrack, talk about my schedule. I would be considered a non-traditional student because I'm kind of like in the adult world now, so I gotta work and stuff like that. So I had to kind of base my school schedule around my work schedule, and vice versa, because thank God my job is extremely flexible with my school schedule. So I have an 8 a.m. class, and that's my design 1 class, and that's every Tuesday and Thursday. And then I have a 2 o'clock class, which is drawing, and that's every Monday and Wednesday. And that's one thing I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know about being an art major. You have 3-hour classes. So I'm just like, okay, 3 hours, 3 whole hours. But the good thing about it is it's not like you're stuck sitting there listening to a lecture or having to take notes or doing a presentation for a whole 3 hours. Granted, I wish some of those classes could be a little bit shorter. It helps, you know, because, you know, a lot of our teachers give us in-class work time on projects and assignments, so that's a good thing. But yeah, do be aware that, you know, if you're gonna be an art major, you're gonna have to make some room for 3-hour classes in your day. But the good thing is I only have classes Monday through Thursday. I don't have any Friday classes, so that's great. With the 8 a.m. thing, I told myself after I took my first 8 a.m. class when I was an undergraduate the first time, that I would never do that again. Yet here I am. So, and really those were the only options that I had that could fit my work schedule and make sure that I can be able to take both classes. That's one thing I would keep in mind, is scheduling. Of course, obviously, if you're an undergraduate student and school is your full-time priority, you're not really gonna have that issue unless you decide to work or you have to work. I guess I could talk about my class experience. Okay, so the first day of class, you know, you get a syllabus in case, you know, those of you who are new to college life or don't know what to expect. A syllabus is basically a 2 to 3 page document basically expressing what the teacher expects from you, scheduled projects, grading policy, attendance policy, cheating policy, weather policy, etc. So it's a page full of policies and probably when your projects are due. Being that I'm an art major, they also included the things I would need. I did not know that it would be extremely expensive to be an art major. I spent probably over $100. 1 class which was my drawing class, we had to get an art kit, which is $100. So I had to get that. And then in my other class, she had a $200-something book listed on her syllabus, and I'm just like, okay. In the other class, he was like, you don't need your book. This class, she's talking about you need your book. So I'm just like, okay. Yeah, I'm not paying $250 for no book. I got mine off Amazon. Well, I rented it off Amazon, and I'm gonna have to ship it back at the end of the semester. Not to mention, I also had to spend close to $100 for the other class getting materials and supplies, and I still don't have everything that I need. And she was saying that that's okay because, you know, as time progresses, you'll need certain stuff at a different time, so you don't need everything right away, which I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I didn't see how I was gonna afford all that, you know. So definitely keep that in mind. As an art major, it is going to cost money. Yeah, so that was first day of class for both classes. They were kind of like, this is what you're gonna need, here's the syllabus, da 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 da. And so what I find interesting about being an art major is you're not a typical student. I mean, granted, you may see a few people with a backpack, but really, you mostly see students in the hallway with a toolbox, which is what we have to carry our art supplies in, a huge drawing pad, small drawing pads, paint brushes. So I think that is so cool to just, I don't know, be a part of that environment where it's not your traditional environment, you know. And we have lockers. I haven't had a locker since middle school, so I'm glad that they do have lockers, so that way I don't have to carry all that stuff all the time everywhere, you know. And so yeah, I thought that was something else that was cool. As far as class experience goes, my classes have been fairly cool. I can't complain. But yeah, I just had a few interesting experiences. Like I'm gonna share this one story real quick. So like we have like a I feel like art people are kind of like they like to share. Sharing is caring. I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that. My only thing with sharing is I feel that if you want to borrow something of mine, please ask. Don't just take it, you know. I don't, yeah. So I had a situation in class where a student, you know, thought my tape was out there for the taking, and they just grabbed it and used it. And I was just like, because when they reached their hand over there, I was like, you do realize that's my tape and I didn't leave it out for you to use, so what are you doing? So anyway, I was like, I'm not gonna be the black ratchet girl in the classroom. You know, there's not too many of me in there anyway, so I was like, I'm not about to show out. But when they put that tape back down, I was like, thank you. And I snatched it back and put it in my toolbox, because I'm like I could see if I left it out there in the middle of the room for you to use, but it was on my little workstation on the opposite side of you. You come around and just take it. I'm just like, okay, I have a problem with that. So, but yeah, that was one interesting experience, but I'm just gonna leave that right there. You know, for the most part, I pretty much get along with everyone in my class and the instructors. So I would have to say maybe design is my favorite class experience, simply because, you know, we're either doing something or like working on a project. You know, she lectures for about maybe like 15-20 minutes, then we go into, you know, working with our project, and you know, we're sitting at tables and we're kind of talking to our, you know, classmates, or sometimes she'll have a demo for us to do. I do like my drawing class. I think it's probably my favorite course compared to the other one. But you know, typically we would go in class, set up our drawing board, you know, so it's like a wooden block or board attached to a stand, and then we would put our paper up top, and then basically, you know, whatever he wants us to draw for that day, that's what we'll draw or work on, and that's kind of it. But other than that, I love the professor and the way that he teaches. He's very, I don't want to say laid back, but he's very, he gives you or creates opportunities for you to be creative, and it's not wrong necessarily. And even if it's not exactly what he's looking for, he still works with it. So he's extremely flexible, which is what I love about that class. Not so much in the other class, but you know, I'm just gonna leave that right there. So my first ever grade that I got on my first project was a D-. And so I don't necessarily feel bad about that, Because being an art major is not because you're stupid. It's not because you're incompetent. It's just you just didn't deliver what exactly the teacher was looking for, or there was something more that she wanted to see from you that you didn't put out there. So I didn't necessarily feel stupid, because it's not like she gave me a math test and I know 2 + 2 is 4, and you know, she was looking for it to say 5, but logic, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not based on logistics or whether or not you're smart or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I wasn't too upset about my first grade. I was like, okay, well, you know, I just need to do better with, you know, the things that she pointed out, which was craftsmanship, you know, how you turn in a presentation, how it should look, you know, making sure there's no errors or just like craft mistakes. Like, and really with my project, the reason why it was, well, I guess why my grade was so low was because of the craftsmanship that's important to my instructor, and I turned it in late and I was missing part of my project. So really all that could have been avoided on my end as far as like my work ethic. But in all honesty, I did not realize how long it takes to draw and design something. Like, you literally need that project. I tried to do that project basically in a night, and that was dumb on my part because I should have started a lot sooner. So I felt like, you know, it was a mixture of things, you know, that I could have done on my part, and then also I don't feel responsible because I didn't know what to expect because it was my very first project. So, you know, now going forward, I don't really have an excuse, which is great because I know, you know, how to move forward. So I wasn't necessarily disappointed. But as an art major, if you ever get a low grade, it's not because you're stupid. So I feel confident in that. It's just maybe your work ethic was off, you know, your craftsmanship wasn't all that great, you know, you could have done something a little bit better, or you could have just, you know, really see what the instructor wanted to make sure that you're turning in I don't want to say the correct word, but something close to what they're looking for, I guess. And that's another hard thing about being an art major, is trying to decipher what it is the instructor is trying to pull out of you or from you or whatever. So I would say get well acquainted with your instructors. If you have any questions about being an art major or art or anything in general, you can definitely leave them in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer them, or answer them in another video if you're interested in that. Be sure to check out my wig review on this hair. If you're interested to know what hair or wig this is, you can go in my description box where it'll be posted, and towards the end of the video you should be able to access that video on my hair. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe share this video with someone else who's an art major, or if you're interested, share it anyway. It wouldn't hurt to. So, but yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for all your love and support.